Welcome back to 6. Kevin has stayed with us as we welcome our resident psychologist, Padraig Walsh, to the 6 o'clock show. Yes. Now, today is the 3rd of January. It's also Blue Monday. So can you tell us where the term, Padraig, Blue Monday, actually came from in the first
place? I
place?
don't even know if I'm the best person to tell you, because I woke up this morning and it hasn't happened to me in so long.
Okay.
My wife handed me our 1-year-old at like 10 to 6 this morning and said, will you take her, go downstairs? And I said, yeah, but it's Sunday. I'm going to come back for a nap. And she said, no, it's Monday.
Wake up.
And then I get up and I listen to the radio this morning and they're telling me it's Blue Monday. Now, for anyone out there, there is no scientific basis whatsoever that this is, as they describe, a Blue Monday. What happened was in 2005, a holiday company, a holiday company called Sky Holidays, I think, decided that this Monday would be a great time to sell holidays because it is the time closest to where we're most broke after Christmas.
Before the next payday.
Before the next payday, and where we're likely to have broken our New Year's resolutions, and it's a Monday, but there's no scientific basis in it whatsoever. PR masterclass, however. So that's where it emerged from, and it has kind of gathered legs. It's again, like I said, a PR masterclass. From a psychological perspective, it doesn't hold any ground whatsoever. It is just another Monday.
It's like Black Friday, in a way.
For any of us feeling a bit low and a bit down, which can happen in January, what advice would you have for them?
Now, when we think about January, it isn't the most, what can I say, positive of months, because there's a few things combining together. We've less daylight. It is just factored that we've about 8 hours of daylight per day. And we know that vitamin D is really important for our physical health. But the second thing is that when we're not outside, we're not moving our bodies, we're not getting as much exercise, fresh air, but also, crucially, we're not meeting as many people informally as we might have before. If you think about summers, they're all about sporting events, festivals. Like even on our lane that we live on, kids will just flock out and you'll meet parents and you'll meet informally. That social networking element is really important, and it's reduced in January. So those key things that would always apply to somebody is move your body, get some sunlight when you can, and try and connect with people as much as possible.
And thankfully, a lot of mental health charities are encouraging people to check in with each other today, which is very important.
It's such a lovely way to reframe this whole thing that had been galloped on as a PR marketing exercise.
A commercial thing.
A completely commercial thing. I saw the Samaritans today have called it Blue Monday.
Which is really good.
I've come on this show many a time and say that loneliness and not being socially connected is one of the biggest risk factors as we get older. And it's one of the best protective factors we have to boost our quality of life, but also our quantity of life.
I know you're saying there's no science behind it. I was really unaware it was Blue Monday until I got up today and went into radio. It was Blue Monday. Could someone not realising it was Blue Monday and then finding out it was Blue Monday, could that really impact their mental health?
It's very funny because you can be primed. In psychology, the term priming is a term used where we will tell you something or we will create a particular emotion with you, and it influences you as you go throughout your day. So you go into a clothes shop and you try on clothes and somebody says, oh my God, they look amazing on you. Immediately you're primed to think, well, this is my colour, blue is my colour, or this is my style. And it's the same with something like Blue Monday. Being, I suppose, insulated from any of those types of ways that you feel like, well, now it is Blue Monday, Brian, you must feel this way.
I must act in a certain way. Kevin, Blue Monday, do you buy into it?
No, again, I only heard about it today on the radio. So
obviously listening to me, thank you.
What show are you on?
Yeah, okay.
No, I don't buy. I'm with Padraig here. I think it's nonsense.
Now, let's bring in some New Year's resolutions.
Another light subject.
It's another light subject. Well, this is kind of the week people tend to fall off the wagon. I know, for a lot of us girls in my group chat, this is the week where we all need that extra bit of motivation. So tell us, how do we find the motivation again?
Cassia, I was on your Instagram yesterday and I saw that you had the most wholesome weekend.
I did.
You had a real January weekend. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
It's not quite like me, but that's why I'm worried about today, because I went for a run, I did a yoga class, I was meal prepping, and I'm like, this isn't me 90% of the year.
You got your toes done?
Yeah, I got my toes.
She got the toes
very organised, and that's something that
but I'm scared it's going to end.
Exactly, right? And that's what happens, is that we go for the sun, moon and stars in January and we try and change the world, right? Yeah. When actually we know, the research will tell us that change one thing, and we call it a cornerstone habit. Just one little thing that you can do that might have a knock-on impact. Some mistakes that we make when we're making New Year's resolutions, if you do, nobody has to. It's like what you were saying, Brian. Some people are primed that they feel like it has to be New Year, new me. Not at all. Some people take advantage of that fresh start. That's okay. However, people like January, like getting organised, like getting fit and meal prepping and stuff like that. If you are making a resolution that is all or nothing, that's a mistake, okay? If you think you're running a race, you will have a gold medal, you will have a silver medal, you will have a bronze medal. So when you're making a resolution, don't make it an all or nothing, because the minute you fall off the wagon, you're worried, oh, goodness me, I'm back to nowhere. So that you had a gold weekend. Next weekend, you might do 2 things on your resolutions of, self-improvement or whatever it is, and that's a silver. And then a bronze might be, you know what, I do 1 thing, but you're still keeping that momentum going. Behaviour momentum is really important.
So do you think it's a good time for people to sort of reassess their intentions and, I guess, not set their expectations low, but just be a bit more realistic with them?
Totally.
Yeah.
Whatever thing you're finding the biggest impact from, the one that's going to fit into your lifestyle. Because sometimes we try and go on this self-improvement buzz, or we try and change something about ourselves, but the knock-on impact is that it takes from other parts of our lives that are really important for us. But at this stage, you might find, okay, there's some natural attrition. There are things that I tried, not for me, but there are 1 or 2 things that I've tried, and they're really beneficial, and I'm going to try and give those a go.
I see you nodding.
Yeah,
have you
yes,
set New Year's resolutions, Kevin? Are you into them or not?
I have. I'm doing dry January.
Oh, nice.
I'm on day 8.
Very good. Was that hard?
I am aware of what date.
I'm like, how are you doing
it
day 8?
is
It's today, not the 20th.
The start of January was very wet. It was a very wet-ass January. But I mean, as
the first week of
Padraig
Jan
said, you have to ease yourself into these things after Christmas.
Yeah.
So I started dry January in the middle of January, but it's going good so far. Yeah.
Well done. Round of applause for 8 days.
8 days.
The rest of us are going into day 21. Okay. Do you know what I've noticed? And I said this, I sound like my mother when I say this. I'm seeing a bit of a stretch, Padraig, in the evenings. Not as dark. Listen. And in the mornings. I think we all have to bear that in mind when we're in January. Like, it's dark. This month is so long.
Yeah, I have friends who've moved from abroad. They're living in Ireland, and I warn them. I say, summer is great, but the winter, you got to prepare for the winter. Strap in, okay? I'm all about it. I think I have like 5 things tabbed on my internet browser. One of them is the day, like the length and the sunrise and sunset of the day. So it is a dark time right now, but it is always going to be in January. That's just it. The weather changes, the daylight does not change, okay? So we can accept this. We need to strap in. Scandinavians do some great stuff. So Scandinavians have less daylight at this time of year. So they change their entire lifestyle based upon it. I'm going to give you 2 tips or 2 approaches that they have. One is called Hygge, Hygge. You might see it in some stores when they're trying to flog candles or soft furnishings. Hygge is about wrapping up warm, getting inside, putting on the dim lights, playing some board games,
I'm so Hygge.
Yeah, right?
I'm all over it.
We're so Hygge.
It's like that cozy part. However, there's another term, the Swedish use, which says there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad equipment and clothing. And that's called friluftsliv, right? And they say, get the kids wrapped up in waterproofs and the warmest clothes and just get outside. And there's lots of research to I suppose, support that approach as well, even in the depths of winter, because you're getting that vitamin D, you're getting some daylight, you're getting some movement, you're bumping into people, you're out in nature. So a combination of those 2 things, real sweet spot.
So what you're saying is that we need a good coat.
A really good coat, a good pair of boots, and a good pair of socks.
Like the way the Germans dress here is like they're dressed for war.
They're ready.
Hiking
on hiking. Irish lads still wear shorts in
and a pair of
January.
pants.
It's insane.
A lot of people in shorts. Padraig, thank you for joining us on
Thanks,
6. Give
guys.
Padraig a round of applause.